No one wants to get caught in a lie, especially when you're a celebrity in the spotlight with an image to maintain. Today we're delving into 10 times Jennifer Lopez was caught red-handed deceiving her loyal fans. Hey everyone, I'm your host Geraldine, and today we're going to be counting down the top 10 times Jennifer Lopez was exposed for lying to her fans. Starting us off at number 10, we have controlling Ben Affleck. One rumor Jennifer would definitely try to hide is how controlling she's been rumored to be. Several sources have spoken up about the state of Jennifer and Ben Affleck's marriage, mentioning numerous things that annoy her about him. According to an insider, one significant issue for Jen is Ben's smoking habit, which has been a long-standing behavior of his. The insider shared he promised to give it up, but with all her nagging, he's smoking more than ever. In addition to his smoking habit, it seems Ben might have a cleanliness problem as well. The source shared, Ben doesn't clean up after himself, which irritates Jennifer. The source also criticized Jennifer's approach to nagging her husband, saying she's been known to yell at him and point her finger. It makes people wonder if she mistakes him for a dog. Moreover, Jennifer didn't hold back in an interview when she suggested that Ben had no fashion sense. Recounting a conversation with him, she stated, "I did kind of like say, you need to be, you're a movie star. You should wear a suit, You should do this with your hair." Going on to say, he didn't do anything he didn't want to do. He had some good fashion moments when he was with me. At number 9, we have the Botox accusations. Despite Jennifer's denial, numerous dermatologists claim that she has had Botox done in the past. Following the launch of her skincare brand JLo Beauty, Jennifer faced significant backlash. She attributed her ageless appearance to her skincare products, but many fans remained skeptical. And in a makeup-free selfie she shared, her skin appeared unusually flawless, raising suspicions. Jennifer has previously stated, "I haven't had Botox to this day, I'm not that person," asserting that olive oil, not cosmetic procedures, was her secret. Dermatologist Corey Hartman challenged her claim on Instagram, suggesting that Jennifer might be conveniently forgetting any previous Botox treatments, and emphasized that olive oil alone couldn't produce her results. Quote, "I think Jennifer is probably forgetting if she's ever had Botox, but I know for sure that she's used more than olive oil to maintain that glow." In response, Jennifer defended her practices in an interview, doubling down that her approach works, saying, "I'm telling you what I do works. Please don't call me a liar. I don't lie about things. I've been pretty honest about my whole life." She also engaged with fans on Instagram, denying accusations of Botox use. However, many people agree that achieving her youthful look solely through olive oil would be impossible given her age. At number 8, we have interview with Movie Line. Was she using this interview as an opportunity to criticize her fellow women in the industry, or was she genuinely just expressing her admiration for them? JLo's 1998 Movie Line interview has gained notoriety due to her interesting critiques of other women in the industry. One of the targets of her criticism was Madonna and her acting skills. When asked about Madonna, she supposedly responded by saying, "Do I think she's a great performer? Yeah. Do I think she's a great actress? No. Acting is what I do, so I'm harder on people when they say, 'Oh, I can do that, I can act.' I'm like, hey, don't spit on my craft." Gwyneth Paltrow was another person JLo targeted in this interview. When asked about Gwyneth, JLo replied, "I swear to God, I don't remember anything she was in. Some people get hot by association." She further commented, "I heard more about her and Brad Pitt than I ever heard about her work." Cameron Diaz was the next subject of JLo's harsh remarks. When discussing Cameron, she said, "A lucky model who's been given a lot of opportunities, I just wish she would have done more with." She also somewhat dismissed the actress by adding, "She's beautiful and has a great presence though, and in my best friend's wedding, I thought, when directed, she can be good." 20 years later, when asked about this interview, she admitted knowing that it had upset some people. She explained, "I was still in that kind of fan mentality back in the Bronx. And then you go, oh, wait a minute, you have a responsibility to present yourself in the way that you are and not let people interpret it in a way that could be that you're this hurtful, callous person." At number 7 is the makeup artist banishment. This situation is a prime example of JLo believing a complete lie and then running with it. Back in the mid-2000s, she went after her longtime makeup artist, Scott Barnes, like nobody's business. Why? Well, there were rumors floating around that someone in her inner circle spilled the beans about her secret wedding to Marc Anthony. And let me tell you, Jen was not happy about it. Scott spilled the tea during an interview, revealing that he was practically banished by JLo for a whole year, even though it turned out someone else leaked the info. He said at the time, "It was like I had the plague." But here's the kicker. Even after they started working together again, Jen never bothered to apologize. They just swept it under the rug like it never happened. He said, "I went back to work with her and we just never spoke about it again." Talk about weird. And number 6 is the relationship with Ben's ex. How are JLo and Ben's ex-wife Jennifer Garner getting along? While both parties may claim that there's no beef, the reality might be a bit more complicated. While one source suggested that the two have developed a friendship, other insiders' accounts seem to contradict this. During an interview, Garner revealed her deliberate efforts to avoid any news about herself or her ex-husband. She said, "I work hard not to see either of us in the press. It doesn't make me feel good, even if it's something nice about one of us." She went on to add, "I don't need to see anyone in my family made into a meme." When asked if she had seen the Ben memes, she replied saying no, but acknowledged that he tends to attract meme-worthy attraction. These comments didn't sit well with JLo, according to an insider who shared, "It's Jennifer's way of saying Ben looks miserable and all his appearances in public are lame. How could JLo not take it personally?" The source further disclosed JLo's feelings, noting that while part of her may want to respond and confront Garner, she's smart enough not to make a public scene. So it seems that Ben will play the role of mediator between the two, and that Jennifer Garner holds strong opinions about JLo that she prefers to keep away from the public eye. And number 5 is trouble in Bennifer Paradise. Is JLo being less than truthful about the realities of married life? When she and Ben first got together, insiders revealed that Jennifer was over the moon. But now it seems like she's come crashing back down to reality. Multiple sources have chimed in, claiming that the honeymoon phase has faded since they settled into their LA home. According to one source, they're back to the grind of work and parenting. Reality has set in. That's not all though. The same source spilled the tea that Ben stormed out of the house recently after a heated argument. Allegedly, the couple has been at each other's throats non-stop since tying the knot. Another insider shared, before the wedding, Jennifer put on an Oscar-worthy performance for Ben, pretending to be the secret, easygoing wife-to-be, claiming Ben was blinded by love and just didn't really know what he was getting into. Now we've seen them at events where they appear to be in the midst of a tiff, but could those moments have been taken out of context, or is there some truth to what these sources are dishing out? At number 4, we have the Selena film. It looks like Jen can't handle media attention and critics as well as she'd like us to believe. Back in 1997, she got pretty riled up over a journalist's criticism of her role in Selena. While lots of people loved the movie and Jen's performance, the particular journalist didn't feel the same way. They wrote, "The one thing you don't do when you walk out of this movie is say, 'Who's that girl?'" Later in an interview, Jennifer later addressed this, saying, "There are certain people marked for death already. I have my little list of journalists that have treated me unfairly." But the drama didn't stop there, and it seems she couldn't let this critique go. In an interview with the Animated Times, she revealed, "I was totally happy with my work on Selena, but out of the 700 reviews, I can quote the one who said the one thing you don't do when you walk out of this movie is say, 'Who's that girl?'" Going on to say, "When another person from the same magazine came up to me, the first thing I said to her was, 'You tell that other bee that writes for your magazine that I'm never talking to her again.' So note to self, don't write a bad view about JLo unless you want her to hold a grudge forever." Next at number 3, we have her feud with Mariah Carey. Everyone and their cousin knows about the long-standing rumor that Mariah Carey is JLo's ultimate arch-nemesis, and let me tell you, some of the reported incidents make it seem like there might be some truth to it. This feud goes way back to the 90s, and despite their denials of any bad blood, it's pretty clear that something isn't right between them. So here's the scoop. Apparently it all started because of Mariah's ex-husband, Tommy. In her 2020 memoir, The Meaning of Mariah Carey, she spilled the tea about working on her single Loverboy and using a sample from a Yellow Magic Orchestra song. But here's the kicker. Her ex, Tommy, who was the big shot at Sony Music, seemed a tad bitter about the divorce and decided to play dirty. Mariah spilled the beans in her memoir, saying, "After hearing my new song using the same sample I used, Sony rushed to make a single for another female entertainer on their label." Now, Mariah never explicitly mentioned J-Lo by name, but it wasn't rocket science to figure out who she was talking about, and things only went downhill from there. In a 2002 interview, Mariah threw some serious shade J-Lo's way. When asked about their feud, she coolly replied, "There are rivalries, but I don't think she has anything to do with me. My whole thing is singing, writing songs. I've been doing this my whole life. Singing is first and foremost. It's a God-given talent that I'm grateful for. Her thing is something different." Then during an appearance on Watch What Happens Live, J-Lo finally gave her side of the story. When asked about Mariah, she shot back saying, "I don't have a feud against her at all. I know from back in the day I've read things that she said about me that were not the greatest." J-Lo didn't hold back, adding, "But we have never met, we don't know each other. I think it's from word of mouth of things that have happened in the past." And number 2 is the first Ben-Afer breakup. It seems like Ben and Jen have different memories of why they called off their first wedding back in 2003. According to sources, Jen supposedly claimed that they didn't envision a future with compatible goals. As one source told Page 6, they were on very different paths at the end of it. Jennifer was ready to settle down and have kids, but Ben wasn't keen on giving up his bachelor lifestyle just yet. The source added she got tired of waiting for him to come around even though it broke her heart to end things. However, did Ben feel the same way at the time? A leaked conversation that occurred after their split revealed that Ben despised the excessive media attention surrounding their wedding, which ultimately led to the initial postponement. He allegedly said, "It's driving me crazy, everything is spiraling out of control." And finally, at number 1, we have her diva behavior. Jen has been labeled a diva throughout her entire career, and it's a reputation that seems to have stuck with her in Hollywood. Reportedly, Jennifer refused to travel for a commercial that she agreed to do. For the commercial, she was going to be driving through the Bronx, the neighborhood where she grew up, to show what inspired her. But she apparently refused to leave LA, forcing a body double to have to step in and do all the work to make the ad for her. Her demands when staying at hotels are also known to be way over the top. Apparently, during her stay at a London hotel, she insisted on a suite fit for royalty, complete with roses, specific candies, freshly baked cookies, and plain M&Ms. Insiders who have encountered J-Lo as staff members have also come forward to share their experiences. For instance, while on a flight, Jen reportedly ignored a flight attendant asking her for her drink order and instead spoke through her personal assistant to relay her request. Without even looking at him, she turned to her personal assistant and said, "Please tell him I'd like a Diet Coke and lime." Yikes. Despite numerous accounts from other celebrities and staff members recounting their encounters with Jen, she has consistently denied her diva persona. In an interview, she defended herself by saying, "I got a moniker of being a diva, which I never felt I deserved," going on to say, "I've always been a hard worker, on time, doing what I'm supposed to do." Well, that's all we have for today. Let us know if we missed any major J-Lo lies and which one was the most shocking to you in the comments below. And while you're down there, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.